a place that's deep in our hearts, because Baba is inspiring us to become avyakt, especially on that day. But in terms of being with the family and connecting with the family, definitely it is this festival that has a very special place. And so I remember the days when we would have hours and hours of meditation. We would start in London at 6 o'clock in the evening, and it would go until 4 a.m. And some of you were there for those times. But of course, things are different today. And so we don't have the dadis with us, but we have all the angels surrounding us and protecting us, that's for sure. But also what I'd like to say is that the inspiration from the dadis to all of us is that we should step up, because all of us now carry extra responsibility. And so this is what we need to be doing. So what is this bond of love and protection? It's a two-way connection with God. Of course, the memorial is of the commitment of sister and brother. The brother offers protection and the sister offers love. But it's a good thing that we remember this special bond of brother and sister, because on a spiritual level, we're all brothers, and it's Baba who's tying us in the Rakhi. But on the other level, what I've often found is that the relationship between brother and sister is a very sweet one. Not so many karmic accounts come into that. Most of the other relationships, mother, father, child, partner, even sometimes sisters, there's a little bit of friction there. But sister and brother, it's generally a very sweet relationship in which there's not even so much give and take in the sense of big gifts or big presents or anything like that. But it's really a very loving relationship in which there's a sweet bond that connects us together. And so, yes, of course, on one level, all of us children of God, and so all brothers together. And Baba tying us in that bondage of purity. But on the physical level, I see also how that relationship of brother and sister is a very pure one. And so the reminder that even though this one may be my mother, this one may be my father, maybe this one is my partner, but can I have that relationship of purity with each one of them, so that it really is brother and sister? There's a lovely expression that comes up within all languages, or certainly the languages of India. And we say that, God, you are the mother and father. And so God, my parent, always, always wanting to give me love, offer me protection, definitely. And so I'm reminded of that. I say to Baba, Baba, I will follow your Srimad at all times. And of course, one of the first Srimads is purity, purity in action, brahmacharya, so celibacy. And it might sound a little bit difficult, but when you change this awareness and say, you are the mother and father, and we are your children. So the relationship between children of the one parent, of course, is brothers and sisters in the physical form, and soul to soul, brothers eternally. And so the husband doesn't say, you are my mother-in-law and father-in-law. The wife doesn't say that. Both of them say, you are our mother and father. And so the relationship is that reminder of purity, within our connection with each other. Purity in actions, but it begins with purity in the mind. What is my consciousness in this awareness of being the child of God? To have pure vision for absolutely every single individual. Really, continuous purity in my vision. And yes, it may begin with that subject of celibacy, but further on, it comes to the point where I'm reminded that I have to see the goodness of each and every single individual. It's very easy to see fault, but God's reminder to us is just see the pure soul, see the qualifications of the pure soul, the specialities of the pure soul, and don't see anything else at all. We know that humans are not perfect, but at this point of time, certainly all the Brahmin family have specialities. And even if I look out there into the world and maybe they haven't yet recognized Baba, that's okay. I can still find specialities in every person who I connect with because I see their goodness. I see the potential also. And certainly with Brahmins, we see the specialities. Baba has chosen this one to be a Brahmin. And so, of course, there's going to be very, very definitely specialities, maybe many, not just one, but maybe several. And so let me be able to see that and nothing else. Maybe you made that promise of purity many times already. Every year, it's a renewal of the promise, but that's okay. Because as you know now, within marriages, people after maybe 10 years, after 15 years, they renew their vows. They renew their promises, their commitment to faithfulness and loyalty, so that there can be that fresh energy again within that wedding bond. And so what is my renewal? My renewing of my vows to Baba. Maybe, yes, purity, I'm underlining that again. But maybe now I've graduated to the point where I say, Baba, I'm only going to see virtues. I'm only going to see specialities. It's so easy to slip in our consciousness and start seeing other things, not specialities. And so today is a reminder that let there be that bond of love in which I only see specialities and nothing else. And if I can do that, I myself will experience protection. It's of benefit for me because what I see is what's going to create many, many thoughts. And those thoughts can either uplift me or the thoughts can be heavy and pull me down. And if I see virtues, yes, I'm going to be able to be lifted up. And if I don't see virtue, if I see anything negative, seeing that is going to pull me right down. So I have a choice. If I want to go up, or do I want to come down? Do I want to ascend, or do I want to descend? So let me be able to see only goodness, only speciality. It's protection for me so that nothing negative comes in, but also it's of support and help in terms of relationships. How fast do vibrations travel? Very fast, very, very fast. And so if I'm seeing your specialities, you will feel that love and respect emerging. And if you notice anything else, then again, the other one feels that there isn't that love. But of course, the danger for myself, I get heavy, I get negative, I lose my happiness. The punishment for criticism is instant. My loss of happiness. Then I can't say because of this one, because of that one. No. I decided that this is what I would see. I didn't make a conscious choice in the right direction. And as a result of that, I felt myself coming down, and I felt that experience of actually not being able to fly to Baba so quickly. I'll have to work much harder to be able to fly to Baba. So love isn't just giving somebody a hug. Love isn't just telling people, you're wonderful, you're wonderful, you're wonderful. But love is actually being able to keep that very conscious choice of keeping my thoughts filled with respect and love for another by seeing only their specialities, nothing else. I mustn't see anything else. And yes, after some time, we will all be perfect and we'll be able to travel home together. But at this moment, the ones who attained perfection flew away. The dadis, all except one, have flown away. Baba wants to keep a sample here so that Baba's keeping Dadi Ratan Moini still very much with us. But all the others have flown away. They attained their Karmatit stage, their stage of all virtues complete, and they flew. And so as soon as all of us again reach that stage, we'll be able to fly also. So the more I see virtue and speciality, the more I'm able to absorb that within the self. Dadi used to use the expression gunachor, the one who steals virtues, the one who's a thief. But what am I stealing? I'm only stealing your virtues. And that doesn't diminish your virtue in any way whatsoever. But when I see your virtue and I learn how to develop the same quality within myself. Or I can even ask you, maybe I don't automatically learn, but I ask you, tell me, how did you develop such tolerance capacity? And hearing your story is definitely going to be enlightening for me. And it's going to help me on my journey. And so, yes, find a friend who you can share with and learn from, and they will learn from you too. But be the one who steals virtues from this one, from this one, from that one, the other one. And because I'm stealing virtues, I'm going to become full of all the different virtues, sarva guna sampan, complete with all virtues within myself. And so let me keep that in mind, that this is a promise that I make to Baba that I definitely want to fulfill. It's going to be a situation in which definitely the more I see virtue, not just my happiness stays, but my stock of virtues continues to grow. And when Baba sees this, what does Baba say? Baba says, child, I'm going to protect you. I'm seeing how you've been able to absorb purity, you've been able to absorb virtues, and I'm going to protect you. I offer you my protection. Just stay under the canopy of Srimad. Stay in that canopy of protection and you'll be protected not just for the rest of Sangam Yuga, but not even just for the half cycle, because of course there is no problem there at all. There's always going to be benefit. But Copper Age, Iron Age also, we've had God's protection. We've had that experience. So the offer from God is for 5,000 years. I don't think I can say to God, I'll follow your instructions for 5,000 years. I know that in the Copper Age, I don't. But certainly now I say, okay, Baba, till the end of Sangam Yuga, I'm definitely going to follow your instructions, Srimad, because I know that that will elevate me. I'm not doing you a favor. I'm doing myself a favor. Usually when there's an exchange, there's something mutual that's give and take. In this exchange, there's nothing that benefits God. It only benefits me. I say I'm going to follow purity. How does that help God? God is the purifier. He is the one who is ever pure, eternally pure through the whole cycle. I lose my purity, and so I need to make that promise and commitment. I will follow your instructions because they are of benefit to me. They're not of benefit to somebody else. If I follow those instructions, I benefit, definitely. And so the exchange is a little unequal, but that's okay. God doesn't want anything from me. What can I give God? Yes, I can offer my obedience, but that doesn't benefit him. It's okay. He'll say, that's all right. You are my child and everything I have is for you. And so all the treasure store that God has, God opens up for his children and we're able to take whatever it is we choose and keep it with us, certainly till the end of Sangam Yuga. And even then, after that, it'll stay. Because whatever are the treasures of God now, I take those, I absorb them within myself, and they last through the golden age, silver age, copper age, iron age. Maybe they begin to disappear. It's the end of the cycle, and so everything is now becoming Tamopradhan. So God offers me protection without actually taking anything from me. He shows me what to do, and I have to do it for my own sake, not doing anyone else a favor. And so my pure vision, my pure thoughts, my pure awareness, it starts with awareness and then goes on through to that remembrance, it goes on through that attitude, and then my vision, then my actions, and so on. But I'm really not giving anything to God at all, except my love and my gratitude. That much I can give, and that much, of course, will also be of benefit to me. If I'm giving my love, I receive a huge amount of love, multiplied in return. And if I offer my gratitude, it's a process of cleansing. Think about it. In that state, when you are grateful to someone, something, then it doesn't matter who, but that gratitude really lightens your heart and makes you very, very happy, because you just become aware of your fortune. Without gratitude, anger can come, greed can come, attachment can come. But when there's gratitude in my heart, I feel blessed, I feel fortunate. Discontentment goes away, anger has disappeared. There's no competition. There's nothing like that. There's just a very genuine sense of fortune. And so Let me offer my love and my gratitude and experience all the treasures from God reaching me and filling me, but also not just reaching me, but when God's treasures open up and reach the soul, automatically they're also reaching out and being shared with everybody who's around. And so when you sit for yoga, sit with love, sit with gratitude, and say, thank you, Baba. And you feel that your heart is opening up and Baba is blessing you with all his love. And what you'll feel is that that love is reaching out all around. Whoever's around you is going to experience that they have received that love also. So definitely there's protection, and that comes in return of our love and the bond of purity. So one is that I want to see speciality. I don't want to see anything else at all. But also connected very much with this is, where am I ready to say to Baba, not only will I just see speciality, but also something else. I don't want to cause sorrow to anyone, knowingly or unknowingly. I don't want to take sorrow from anyone, but I definitely don't want to give sorrow to anyone. And both are connected with karma, of course, where I see speciality and goodness and I give happiness to them. Of course, my own heart is overflowing with happiness, and I'm going to get their blessings, their dua, their good wishes for me. And when I say, I'm not going to take sorrow, I'm not going to give sorrow, that again is very important karma, karmic law. And of course, that famous story of Gautam Buddha sitting under the tree, and somebody wanted to give him a gift and he refused to take it. And so the person left it there and went away. And his followers asking the Buddha, but Lord, why did you do this? That person came with a lot of love and you didn't accept it. And the Buddha says, well, there might have been love, but there were also other things mixed with it. There were things that were not quite right. And so if I don't accept it, then who does it stay with? And yes, he's left it behind here, but probably he'll come to pick it up later. So the point that if somebody tries to give me sorrow, can I create that awareness in my mind in which I am not personally accepting it? If I accept it, then for sure it festers, it stays in my mind, and it's taking up a lot of energy, a lot of time. But of course, then at some point, I'm going to repeat the story to somebody else. Do you know what this person did? What this person said? And how many people am I going to repeat that to? Who knows? But definitely, every time I take sorrow, I give it back. And it might not even be to the same person. You know how sometimes somebody's had a hard day at work, they come home and the kids just want to spend time in company with their mother, their father, whoever. But the person is so exhausted, and the exhaustion is not so much because of the work. The exhaustion has been because they've been listening to stuff, things that were not very good, and they took them in and kept them. And then in the evening, the kids have done nothing wrong. They're just wanting to play. But the person's tired, and so they push them out of the way and say, oh, don't bother me. And they're causing sorrow. Now, the person who caused them sorrow, they couldn't say anything back to them because there's a protocol at work. But they took it and they held it. And it came out with the kids, which is a shame because the kids were offering their love and they weren't getting it back in return. And so the point that if somebody is trying to give me sorrow, let me not allow it to penetrate my heart. Let me keep my protection of yoga so strongly that that becomes the shield and it doesn't enter inside. Because if it comes inside, then it's going to cause me problems and I'll cause problems to others. So this is why Baba says, don't take sorrow. Don't give sorrow. Well, the theory of that I understand, but taking sorrow, maybe I haven't understood that properly. And so let me reflect on this a little bit. Why is Baba saying, don't take sorrow, don't give sorrow, but rather give happiness and take happiness? Can I do that? Yes, definitely I can. Baba gives me so much happiness every single day, so many treasures in the Murli every single day. I don't think there's another spiritual organization that has lessons every single day. I haven't come across it outside of Bharat. In Bharat, many, many satsangs where people go every day, they hear a katha every day. But outside of Bharat, every single day, Diwali, Christmas, doesn't matter. Every single day, there's a fresh Murli. Just imagine God coming and lifting my spirits. Today's Murli, every day is Murli, but today's Murli, again and again, Baba reminding us, Baba's coming to make you the masters of the new world. Baba's coming to make you the masters of heaven. Just imagine if somebody were to be offered a place in heaven, they would be thrilled. I have the guarantee that I'm going to go to heaven. How many people do you know who would say this, that I have the guarantee that I'm going to go to heaven? Baba's children can definitely say this. But out of Baba's children, there'll be many who will say, Baba is making me the master of heaven, not just taking me to heaven, but making me the master of heaven. And so I've taken up just one sentence from the Murli, but so many beautiful things from every single Murli. Baba saying, I've come to purify you. Baba saying that I've come to make you the highest on high. Baba saying that I've come to give you all the treasures, all the treasures. And so just think about how much happiness Baba has given me. And if I remember that, then for me to give happiness to another is very easy. Just share with them something beautiful that touched your heart. And now you know that sharing it with them is going to touch their heart too. So happiness isn't giving gifts, physical gifts necessarily. Happiness isn't necessarily taking somebody out for a meal or to the cinema or anywhere, to the beach or whatever. No, happiness is a sweet smile and being able to share what you have received from Baba with another. And so definitely, when I'm able to give happiness to others, then that stock of pure karma accumulates. And not only am I guaranteed a place in heaven? But if I've served many and distributed happiness to many, many souls, there you go. I'm the master of heaven. Baba gives me that assurance and guarantee. And so this mantra is the mantra that maybe we take up for our Rakhi promise at this moment. What do I see? What do I think? What is my attitude? What is my perception? And then how am I going to put it across in words and actions? My awareness dictates my attitude. My attitude determines my vision. And then, yes, my words and actions, and the world is created accordingly. So can we make that promise to Baba now? That yes, it's only a give and take of happiness, and never, never, never any more of anything of sorrow. And so that's a promise I make for my own benefit to Baba. And because I have made that commitment out of my heart, I feel the power of that, the determination behind it. And Baba's also seeing all of that. And Baba's then giving me his blessings. Baba's giving me all his love and the guarantee of protection. Seeing good protects me from my own negativity. Seeing good protects me from the negativity of the world. The world is generally, well, it's Kali Yuga, it's darkness. And so is it a surprise that there's negativity? Well, that's the energy of the dark. It is Kali Yuga out there. But I don't have to be in Kali Yuga. I can be in Baba's lap in the confluence age. And so let me change my awareness. And let me have that awareness that this is the short time that's remaining of Sangam Yuga. Not a long time to remain now, just a short time. You just have to look at what's going on around you. Whether it's the fires that are burning everywhere, whether it's the floods that are happening in so many places, whether there's famine, that too is a factor. So what's going on? And how long must it continue like this? Baba wants me to make intense, fast effort now because it's the leap age, a short, short time of Sangam Yuga. And so, yes, I've been given a red signal, a red alert about time. Climate change is a big, big question mark about what's happening in the future. So, but Baba told us already. I didn't have to wait for the scientists to tell us. Baba told us, Baba knew. And so I promised to Baba. And then, do I have a promise I want to make for my relationship with everyone in the family? Yes. If I have nothing but happiness in my heart, what's going to come out of my lips? Sweet words. Not harsh words, not bitter words, not frustration, not anger, not tiredness and exhaustion, but words that are filled with sweetness and spirituality. And so when I share words of spirituality and sweetness with others, it's creating the right atmosphere. It's creating the right bond between us, and it's uplifting for the other soul. Maybe I feel uplifted by Baba anyway, so that's good. But am I able to uplift another? That is also an act of charity, a deed of charity. a good deed. And so can I continually accumulate good karma, good karma, good karma through sweet words of spirituality. Sometimes people say, but I didn't mean it, but it just happened. Have you ever said that? Probably you have. I have. I didn't really mean it, but it just happened. I spoke too quickly. I spoke with impatience. I spoke harshly. And I didn't think about preparing myself and what it is I really want to say. And so the first thoughts that were maybe not so pleasant, they come into my head and out they come. The arrow has left the bow. How long ago? Maybe recently, maybe very far away. But certainly once the arrow has left this bow, and the shape of this is also like a bow. So the arrow has left this bow. I can't take it back. And I don't know how much hurt it's going to cause. You know, sometimes we take things very casually and we think that, so what, it's not a big deal. But I don't know whether it's going to touch a sensitive point in that soul. And if I'm touching a sensitive nerve, it's going to cause a lot of pain. And even though it was unknowingly that I said it, but being mature and sensible, I should have known better. I can't say, well, I didn't know, but I should take responsibility and I should have known better. And certainly I didn't need to involve anyone else at all. And so I mustn't share words that are unspiritual or unhelpful. So I was saying, continue to accumulate your good karma and let there be no bad words or even impatient words that come from your lips. So we can support the Brahmin family with encouragement, reminding them. We can support the Brahmin family by supporting them in whatever their task is. My cooperation is important and useful and valuable. What else do I need to do? I need to be able to serve the world. And Baba's given us a very simple way to serve the world. Just send out good vibrations. Sit with God, receive all the light and might from God, and share all of those vibrations. Easy, not so easy. Why? Because my mind needs to be very, very stable. My mind needs to be very, very clean and pure. And then, yes, we can serve the world just simply through the power of our thoughts and good wishes and good feelings. Do I need to do something physical? Yes, if I get the opportunity. Baba says, share the message of soul consciousness with whoever you meet. It's relevant for every single one. And so share the message of becoming detached from the body. Share the message of the Supreme Soul, who is God. There's a lot of confusion about it all. Every day, Baba reminds us in the Murli of the different ideas that Bhagats come up with, but not true. And so maybe somebody switches on, and maybe they actually hear God's message. And that fortune would come to you. Let me be able to keep God's message very clear in my mind through my own churning and reflection. And there are two things that Baba always speaks about, and a third one Baba speaks about sometimes. Share the knowledge of soul, share the knowledge of God, so that they know who to turn to and how to connect with the divine. And then, yes, if there's an opportunity, let me talk about my home. The home up above, not here in this dimension, but when I think of God incorporeal, and I think of my home, the incorporeal world, then I'm able to fly there, and in that stage, I'm able to take the experience of peace, of purity, of love with me. Finally, everybody has to return home. But at this moment, they're still not quite ready. And even in families, sometimes one child wants to study these things, the other children just don't. So whichever it is, it's fine. If they want to study these things, then it's important to let them know about the home. If they don't want to study these things, that's okay. Just treat them with love and respect, and they'll definitely take some benefit in some form or another. And if I carry on doing that, making sure that my actions are filled with benevolence and kindness, then these three tasks are the tasks that God has given us for this Rakhi. And I'll definitely have God's protection. I'll definitely be experiencing God's heart throne experience. So these are the commitments that we are making for Rakhi today. What else are we doing? You're going to get the Rakhi, a beautiful thread with the Shiv Baba symbol. You're going to get a sweet prepared in Baba's remembrance. You're going to get a tilak, the reminder of soul consciousness, saffron, pure, golden, fragrant, the reminder of that pure soul that I am. You're going to get a fruit. It's again a very lovely reminder of the story of karma. What I do, I get the return. And if I don't do, I don't get the return. So the fruit is a reminder of karma philosophy and a blessing. I'll read the blessing to you. It says, rediscover your wisdom. So here, I am a patient soul. As I choose to respond with patience and love in all situations, I constantly experience success and feel victorious in life. I choose to respond and not react to situations. So useful for all of us, I think, this moment, because to choose to respond with patience and love and not feel anything else except that, then I can respond and not react. So that is the Rakhi ceremony. But of course now, COVID times, and everything comes in a nice little bag, a pretty bag, rather than each one being handed each thing to each one. So times change and we have to learn to change with the times. And so I never imagined that we would be giving a little bag that had all the goodies, but this is drama. And so let me be ever ready to accept drama. Today, Baba reminding us of being ever ready in all circumstances and all situations. Yes, then I can be ever happy. A beautiful blessing from Baba today. Prepare yourself to be able to respond, having made proper preparations, be ever ready. Then, yes, of course, you can stay ever happy, continually happy, which is the gift that Baba wants to give us. So Raksha Bandhan this year will be a bit different. Maybe yesteryear, last year, you had the same experience, Rakhi on Zoom, rather than personal Rakhi. But here last year, we were lucky we could have personal Rakhi, but we didn't actually physically tie anyone. And so this year also, we're able to have a big gathering for Rakhi. But again, no need to actually do anything else except just give Drishti. Drishti is Baba's very special gift to all his children. Drishti carries everything. And so it carries the love, it carries the reminder, it carries the power, it carries the joy. And so just share Drishti all the time, and it'll work very, very well. So this is what I wanted to share about the bond of love and protection. God the Supreme creating this system in Sangam Yuga, in which we all take so much benefit, huge benefit. And so everything about Sangam Yuga is special. The way we celebrate Rakhi is special. Lokik people don't celebrate it in this way. The silence, the yoga, the connection with Baba, those vibrations, spreading the good vibrations around us. Literally, there isn't anyone in the world who celebrates Rakhi like Baba's children celebrated. But now, a chance to see if Jabin wants to say something or ask any questions. Or Frank, I'm seeing you. Any questions or any comments to make?
Thank you, sister. Thank you for reminding us how our awareness creates our attitude, creates our vision, and everything is so interconnected. I loved a lot of things that you said today. I'm sure everyone joining us would be feeling the same. But something that I am taking back with me is the first thing is to steal virtues. So I'm going to steal some virtue of yours. And also how we should offer our love and gratitude to God. So today you have reminded us that time calls us into, this is the time for us to sit into silent contemplation and to experience the most subtle and beautiful connection with the One. A time to go within and to deepen our relationship with the divine. On this day, we make the pledge to ourselves and also to God to maintain pure thoughts and loving good wishes for all those who are around us, those who we communicate or come in contact with. It would be really nice if the whole world is just like our family. Our feelings towards each other would definitely be different. So once again, thank you, Sister Jayanti. Before I read out to you the questions, I would like to request you to lead us to a few minutes of meditation. a meditation of how do we build this connection. We are used to building a horizontal connection with others, but to have this connection, this constant connection with the divine. So if you could kindly guide us.